गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अष्टादशोऽध्यायः मोक्षसन्न्यासयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच शरीरवाङ्मनोभिर्यत्कर्म प्रारभते नरः न्यायं वा विपरीतं वा पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः तत्र सति कर्तारम्
चला
आत्मा केवलं तु यः पश्यत्यकृतबुद्धित्वान् न स पश्यति दुर्मतिः। यस्य नाहं कृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि स इमां लोकान् न हन्ति न निबध्यते। ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं परिज्ञाता त्रिविधा कर्म चोदना करणं कर्म कर्तेति त्रिविधः कर्म संग्रहः ज्ञानं कर्म च कर्ता च त्रिधैव गुणभेदतः प्रोच्यते गुणसंख्याने यथावत् शृणुतान्यपि सर्वभूतेषु येनैकं भावमव्ययमीक्षते अविभक्तं विभक्तेषु तज्ज्ञानं विद्धि सात्विकम् पृथक्त्वेन तु यज्ञानं नानाभावान् पृथग्विधान् वेत्ति सर्वेषु भूतेषु तज्ज्ञानं विद्धि राजसम् यत्तु कृत्स्नवदेकस्मिन् कार्ये सक्तमहैतुकम् अतत्त्वार्थवदल्पं च तत्तामसमुदाहृतम् नियतं सङ्गरहितं मरागद्वेषतः कृतम् अफलप्रेप्सुना कर्म यत्तत् सात्विकमुच्यते यत्तु कामेप्सुना कर्म साहंकारेण वा पुनः क्रियते बहुलायासं तद्राजसमुदाहृतम् अनुबन्धं क्षयं हिंसाम् अनपेक्ष्य च पौरुषम् मोहादारभ्यते कर्म यत्तत्तामस उच्यते मुक्तसङ्गो नहं वादी धृत्युत्साहसमन्वितः सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्यो निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते रागी कर्मफलप्रेप्सुः लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचिः हर्षशोकान्वितः कर्ता राजसः परिकीर्तितः अयुक्तः प्राकृतः स्तब्धः शठो नैष्कृतिको लसः विषादी सूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते बुद्धेर्भेदं धृतैश्चैव गुणतस्त्रिविधं शृणु प्रोच्यमानमशेषेण पृथक्त्वेन धनञ्जय प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च कार्याकार्ये भयाभये बन्धं मोक्षं च या वेत्ति बुद्धि सा पार्थ सात्विकी यया धर्मम् अधर्मम् च कार्यं चाकार्यमेव च अयथावत् प्रजानाति बुद्धि सा पार्थ राजसी अधर्मं धर्ममिति या मन्यते तमसावृता सर्वार्थान् विपरीतांश बुद्धि सा पार्थ तामसी धृत्या यया धारयते मनः प्राणेन्द्रियक्रियाः योगेन व्यभिचारिण्या धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी यया तु धर्मकामार्थान् धृत्या धारयतेऽर्जुन प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी धृति सा पार्थ राजसी यया स्वप्नं भयं शोकं विषादं मदमेव च न विमुञ्चति दुर्मेधा धृति सा पार्थ तामसी ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु So we had talked about the Satviki Buddhi and the verse 31 also we had started. I will just read the last paragraph of the verse 30 and the 31 repetition. A person who is very clear about what is to be feared and what is not to be feared knows what is bhaya and abhaya. The buddhi, the faculty of thinking that knows what is proper and improper, what should be feared, what should be avoided, and what should be pursued is a sattviki buddhi. Then further, he knows what is bondage, bandha, and what is freedom, moksha. People often think bondage means having a job, a house, a wife, and children. Some people think having to cut your hair or shave is bondage. People have varieties of notions of bondage. But here is a person with a buddhi that knows that ignorance is bondage. The life of becoming, samsara, both of self-ignorance is the bondage from which one seeks release. Moksha, therefore, is self-knowledge. The buddhi that knows this is called sattviki. Now, what is rajasi buddhi? Yaya dharmam adharmam cha karyam cha karyameva cha ayathavat prajanati buddhi sa parthaya rajasi. Partha, O Arjuna, yaya buddhaya, yaya buddhya. The mind with which dharmam, dharmam cha, dharma and adharma. Karyam cha, akaryam eva cha. What is to be done and what is not to be done. Ayathavat, wrongly. prajanati, knows. Sa buddhihi, that mind, rajasi, is rajasi. O Parth, yaya buddhya, dharmam adharmam cha, karyam cha akaryam eva cha, ayathavat prajanati sa buddhihi rajasi. That mind with which one wrongly knows what is proper and improper, what is to be done and what is not to be done, Arjuna, is Rajasi. I repeat, that mind with which one wrongly knows what is proper and improper, what is to be done and what is not to be done, Arjuna, is Rajasi. Rajasa mind. This is the buddhi by which a given person knows certain things such as dharma and adharma, what is enjoined by the Shastra and what is not enjoined by the Shastra, what is negated, pratisiddha by the Shastra and what is not, what is to be done and what is not to be done, karya and akarya. Looking at the list, it looks as though Krishna is repeating what he said in the previous verse. But with one word in the second line, he just changes the whole thing. How does one know all these? He knows them wrongly. Ayathavat. To know something, yathavat, is to know it as it is. Ayathavat is to know these things not as they are intended but wrongly. He quotes and reads the Shastra wrongly, interpreting it according to his convenience. Shankara says that this person interprets the Shastra without completely ascertaining what it is all about. Therefore, he not only knows Janati, but he knows with conviction Prajanati, that is, knows improperly. So, his knowledge is wrong. He knows what is right and wrong according to Shastra, but his understanding and interpretation is according to his own convenience. And why he wrongly interprets them, and that is why it is Rajasi or Rajas Buddhi. So it is not known Yathavat. As it is not known. He knows it Ayathavat. Maybe interpreting all the Brahma Vakyas in the wrong way, according to his convenience. Yeah, kindly share your understanding. There is just the word Yathavat, which we have to remember. Yathavat, when it is known, then it is Satviki Buddhi. But when it is known Ayathavat, when it is not, when it is interpreted wrongly, then it is Rajasi Buddhi.
Hariom.
Yes, please.
Rajasic Buddhi is like a person knows the Shastra, he knows what is right and wrong, what is dharma. Well, he has all the knowledge, but he doesn't perform when doing the practical part. He doesn't uh, uh, perform according to the dharma or the shastra. So uh, he performs according to his convenience, as yesterday Suresh was saying. So it is like overlooking, sometimes overlooking, and sometimes I think not understanding the context of the sayings, in which context it is being said in the shastra. I think both of these will come in rajasic buddhi. He must not be having proper understanding also at times, and also I think he according to his convenience he will mold the things uh, as per his comfort or convenience. Like we we can take examples if everyone can uh, think over, like just like the sannyasi, one was sannyasi, I think he doesn't have in complete knowledge, so that is why after some years he goes back to the family life. So that type of sannyasi uh, will come in this category, I think so. What does other people say?
It looks like, in the Tatparya it says he has wrongly knows what is proper, improper, and then what to be done, not to be done.
Yeah, wrongly knows that
But then,
he doesn't
but then
have the
again,
proper understanding. Yeah.
yeah, he obviously Rajasic thing is the second line noted like ayatavat prajnati buddhihi sa partha rajasi. So he noted that ayatavat and prajnati. Ayatavat is wrongly, and then prajnati is knows improperly. So obviously that whatever he is knowing, it not through the Shastra. He understands Shastra improperly, and then he does the things wrongly. He knows them wrongly. Yeah.
In Karma Yoga, no, we read
Mm.
action in inaction. Uh, he will say that
Atmanata.
Rajasic Buddhi will say that I will not perform any karma so that I do not incur any punya or papa. So that is again a Rajasic Buddhi. Uh, in
But
that
then
way,
it's enjoined by the Shastra, not enjoined by the Shastra. What is negated?
yeah, he's
Mm.
interpreting it wrongly, no? Uh, we read in Karma Yoga, no? Action in inaction.
Mm. Anyway,
So
obviously it's something not proper, not correct.
yeah, it can be because of his limited vision also. It may be that genuinely he's having the limited faculty, and due to that, he's taking it in a different way than what is intended.
Rajasic is
Person,
motivated by the desires, right? So it's not like, I mean, my feeling is not about the limited knowledge, but the limitedness. I mean, we all have limitedness. But then, sorry, I mean, that's, uh,
hmm.
I don't know, the desire driven that he we can do it this way instead of doing that way, or something. Possible, his limited knowledge about Shastra also can be possible.
He can mold the things according to his convenience. So if a certain rite is to be performed in a proper manner, he will try to do it according to his convenience. Like it can be any rite, either the childbirth or like any of the rites which we perform in our culture, whatever those rites which we perform, he can mold it without acknowledging the significance of those rites. Just for namesake, he's doing. He's, that not with proper shraddha, you can say. He doesn't
If
have.
we see it from the other way, it can be a Maya working on him. So he may not be a Rajasic Buddhi wala too. So when he is a sannyasi, when he falls down from his duties or something because of the Maya, in the Maya Pancha, we have seen it somewhere, no? So how Maya Panchakama only. So how the highest goal, who has achieved goal also, can be can come down, can forget his things, and he will get into the moha, and all things will happen. So I don't think he has interpreted wrongly. He may be knowing, but still it is happening because of the Maya.
Maya is playing for all the minds, tamasic, rajasic. Maya is for all. It is a uniform.
But when he has known Shastras and Dharmas and all things, Dharma, what is to be done and what is not to be done, still it is becoming, means he is doing like that. So what is that working on him, who has taken a more um, control over him, his
It is
buddhi,
also written, no, it
because
is
of the
wrongly
Maya.
interpreted. That statement is also there, no? He's wrongly interpreting the Shastra. He doesn't have that proper understanding that Antakarna Shuddhi hasn't happened.
That's what even I was thinking. The
Yeah,
level
so
of purity is not there.
Yeah, so he is not able to interpret the Shastra like what exactly the Shastra wants to convey. So
Wrongly interpreted.
out of non-understanding, he is performing or saying any
For
thing
convenience.
which he molds it to his own convenience. Like this is what I interpreted.
Very beautiful, very true.
Correct.
Again, the type of impurity will also decide how he interprets. If it is moha or greed, then it will be in one way. If it is anger or something, then the thing will be in another way. Is that so? The interpretation will be in another way, isn't it? Whatever is predominant in him, whatever impurity is predominant in us, we will interpret it accordingly. Am I right in understanding like that?
Yeah,
I
very
think so.
true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it reminds me of just a very nice example of a Ramakrishna Mission, one Swami and his brother. He was a very sattvic, and his brother, like he had interpreted the aham brahmasmi in a wrong way, and he was put in a mentally challenged room, and he asked, why when you are saying aham brahmasmi, everybody is worshipping you, they are, then why they are not worshipping me when I am saying aham brahmasmi? So that is like a wrong understanding, taking the things not as it is, but taking it in a wrong way. So when the sannyasi is saying Aham Brahmasmi, for him, it is Samatvam. The whole world belongs to him and he belongs to the whole world. But when the samsari is saying Aham Brahmasmi and you worship me, that is out of the fame and popularity. You want people to worship you.
A
Is
samsari
exactly.
can also reach to that level of aham brahmasmi, isn't it? Through his practices and.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
This example was shared by Swami Sarvapriyananji
Yeah.
in one of his talks.
Here, not a samsari. A samsari will always be samsari, right? A karma yogi who's living in the samsara, who's doing that, he can reach, he can attain moksha. So, by definition, a samsari is one who's caught up in the birth death cycle. He's doing things only for either dharma, artha, kama. He's doing things for punya, papa. He has not gone on to the moksha purushartha. That is a samsari. But once he takes the path of mumukshutvam, then yes. So when we compare the Sattvika Dhriti to the Rajasika Dhriti, Sattvika Dhriti, he does it out of karyam, the niyatam karyameva. It is to be done and therefore it is to be done. He does it out of yajna bhava, like a karma yogi, whereas the Rajasika, the person with the Rajasika Dhriti, he has no yajna bhava there. He does it only out of wrong understanding. I think if we read further, we will be able to understand better.
Okay. Adharmam dharmamitiya manyate tamasavruta sarvarthan viparitamsha buddhi sa partha tamasi. Partha, O Arjuna, ya buddhihi, that mind which tamasa avruta, covered with ignorance, adharma, dharmam iti, as dharma, sarva arthan cha, and all things, viparitan, as opposed to what they actually are, manyate, considers, sa buddhihi, that mind, tamasi, is tamasi. Partha, ya buddhihi tamasa avruta adharmam dharmam iti sarva arthan cha viparitan manyate sa buddhihi tamasi. The mind which covered with ignorance considers what is improper as proper and all things the reverse of what they are. That mind, O Arjuna, is tamasi. I repeat, the mind which covered with ignorance considers what is improper as proper and all things the reverse of what they are. That mind, O Arjuna, is tamasi. Tamasa mind. The person in the previous verse with Rajasi Buddhi knows but not properly. He may know a value, but not the value of the value. Therefore, he compromises. But the person under discussion in this verse knows things as just the reverse of what they are. He will argue and present what is adharma as dharma. He will say, in this world, you cannot survive unless you do these things. You have to be aggressive. You have to compromise, etc. Adharma even seems to pass as a virtue for him. Or he will say, you have to lie. Without lying, you cannot survive. If somebody wants to tell the truth, he will advise, it will not work, my dear. You have to learn this. You have no worldly wisdom at all. We all have learned it the hard way. You have to lie judiciously. The buddhi that understands all this is dharma is tamasi. What is not to be done is done. What is improper is taken as proper. And further, sarvarthan viparitan manyate. He considers everything opposite of what they are. All things, sarvarthas, they are to be known that are to be known in the world are understood as the reverse of what they are, giving them more value than they have. Why is everything mistaken like this? Because the mind is covered by dullness or ignorance. Buddhihi tamasa avarta. Here the three types of antakarana Here, the three types of antahkaranas are told: sattvika, rajasa, and tamasa. But this does not mean they are permanently confined to that. The person who has a tamasi buddhi has to be brought to a condition of more rajas. For that, we make him work or get up and run a mile every day. Some education, some discipline is required, and then tamas will go away. Sports is the best thing. You will find the fellow becomes bright. Then developing sattva is easy. We have to understand that this sort of classification is not to judge anybody, but just to know what is rajas, what is tamas, and what is sattva. Everybody is a combination of these three gunas, and here and there will be some adjustments to make. Where there is a problem, one can always change. That is the whole idea. So beautiful. With roadmap, it is given. I read once again and then we can share our understanding. The Tatparya says, the mind which covered with ignorance considers what is improper as proper and all things the reverse of what they are. That mind, O Arjuna, is tamasi. Tamasa mind. The person in the previous verse with Rajasi Buddhi knows but not properly. He may know a value, but not the value of the value. Therefore, he compromises. But the person under discussion in this verse knows things as just the reverse of what they are. He will argue and present what is adharma as dharma. He will say, in this world, you cannot survive unless you do these things. You have to be aggressive. You have to compromise, etc. Adharma even seems to pass as a virtue for him. Or he will say, you have to lie. Without lying, you cannot survive. If somebody wants to tell the truth, he will advise, it will not work, my dear. You have to learn this. You have no worldly wisdom at all. We all have learned it the hard way. You have to lie judiciously. The buddhi that understands all this as dharma is tamasi. What is not to be done is done. What is improper is taken as proper. And further, sarvarthan viparitan manyate. He considers everything opposite of what they are. All things, sarvarthas, that are to be known in the world are understood as the reverse of what they are, giving them more value than they have. Why is everything mistaken like this? Because the mind is covered by dullness or ignorance. Buddhihi tamasa avarta. Here the three types of antakaranas are told: sattvic, rajas and tamas. But this does not mean they are permanently confined to that. The person who has a tamasi buddhi has to be brought to a condition of more rajas. For that, we make him work or get up and run a mile every day. Some education, some discipline is required, and then tamas will go away. Sports is the best thing. You will find the fellow becomes bright, then developing sattva is easy. We have to understand that this sort of classification is not to judge anybody, but just to know what is rajas, what is tamas, and what is sattva. Everybody is a combination of these three gunas, and here and there will be some adjustments to make. Where there is a problem, one can always change. That is the whole idea. So our swabhava is based on the guna, and very beautifully it is classified. When you just have the opposite understanding of everything, then it is tamasic. When there is wrong understanding and you interpret in a wrong way, according to your convenience, it is rajasic. But here it is tamasic. You take it just the opposite. You take adharma as dharma. So you compromise the virtues as well, and you tell others also to compromise. And there is a way you can overcome the tamas aspect by engaging yourself in various activities, seva activities, or maybe doing some exercises or yoga, sports with some discipline. Yeah, kindly share your understanding, please.
Is it said that all the gunas will be changing? It will not be the same all the time. Can you read that 3-4 lines?
Yeah.
Jai Gurudev.
Yeah. You mean the last paragraph?
Yeah, where the antakarana and gunas are connected. Some sentences where there, no?
Yeah, that was in the last paragraph.
Okay, that.
Antakaranas.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I'll read. Here, the three types of antakaranas are told: sattvic, rajas, and tamas. But this does not mean they are permanently confined to that. The person who has a tamasi buddhi has to be brought to a condition of more rajas. For that, we make him work or get up and run a mile every day. Some education, some discipline is required, and then tamas will go away. Sports is the best thing. You will find the fellow becomes bright, then developing sattva is easy. We have to understand that this sort of classification is not to judge anybody, but just to know what is rajas, what is tamas, and what is sattva. Everybody is a combination of these three gunas, and here and there will be some adjustments to make. Where there is a problem, one can always change. That is the whole idea.
So we cannot label anybody anytime, no? So because it is always going to change. Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic.
It's like a constant flux, no? These three, sattva, rajas, tamo, guna. We are all a combination of these three. Whether it is our thoughts, our words, our actions, it is whatever is predominant. If sattva is predominant, rajas and tamas will get subdued. But if rajas is predominant, tamas and sattva will not be manifest. So what is predominant is what will get manifested. And therefore, to come out of tamas, regular discipline is. And if you look at all our shastras, there is that discipline, that determination, and that commitment that is ingrained in all of them. When they say do swadhyaya, do shravana, manana, nididhyas, that it means it is not to be done once in a while. It is to be done every day. Nitya karma. The very fact of us having nitya karma means you do it every day, day after day, without fail. So that itself will get people out of tamas. Will put them on the rajas, at least will get them out of tamas. And when you're doing your nitya karma, with what attitude are we doing it? Are we doing it to gain punya? Then that will become improper understanding. You're doing it. You know what dharma is, what adharma is. You know what niyata karma is, what pratisiddha karma is. But then you're doing it out of an improper understanding that you will get punya, and therefore you tend to become a samsari. You go on and on and on in that cycle. But whereas you're understanding the niyata karma, nitya karma, that it is for antakarana shuddhi, nothing else, then you have a sattvika dhriti. And it is not for us to judge ourselves critically or others using this classification. It is only for our understanding that all this can happen. And you know, I'm just reminded of what Gurudev says about there are 5 things that influence the mind. One is food, company you keep, the environment you are in, and I think there are 2 more. If someone can fill in this gap. So we are the byproduct of the thoughts that we have, and the state of our mind is influenced by all of this. I think by the time of the thing, kala also has an effect, and probably also,
and
karma.
also
Impressions, yeah. So we are a combination of all of this. So it's not simple 1 + 1 = 2. It is intertwined. All of this is intertwined. So how do we not even straighten that out? How do we develop that sattva? Is by proper understanding and yajna bhava. Coming back to this yajna bhava is what will relieve us from this rajasika dhriti.
Back to abhyasa and vairagya.
Yeah. You know, funny thing I wanted to share is about, Bhagavad Gita came to my rescue. I was telling you about a presentation I had to make, and that happened yesterday. And I put in, I did my 100% in preparing the presentation and everything, but I had to send it to my IT guy to upload it. As luck would have it, it was the draft presentation that got uploaded, and I didn't notice that difference because I thought my computer was automatically revising updating the presentation that I was saving every time I made changes. To my good surprise, but when I went to the stage to present, it was the draft. And when I was making the final presentation, came out actually very well, and I was happy about it. So I had to actually present the draft, and at that point, there was a little bit of a shake. I said, "Oh, this is what it is," and then I had to continue because I had no other choice. And then the shloka that came to my mind was karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So the effort that was put in towards the proper presentation were there. I did my karma, but then what was the ultimate result was I had to use the draft, it was a rough draft. I mean, it was unlike any proper presentation. But then I went ahead and did it. And then I came back and I said, okay, what is it that I can do to make amends? So then I shared the actual presentation. We have a doctor's group. I said the wrong thing got uploaded today, and this is the actual final intended presentation.
And I then closed the chapter on that. I was, affected a little bit, saying, oh, what will people think about it? I said, doesn't matter what they think. This is what it is. I will free myself of, anyway, people will have their opinions. I'm not going to be affected by that. This was my pure intention, and that is it. I'm just letting go about it. So although I was a bit flustered for a while, it kind of settled down quickly. And so I was just having a little chuckle to myself. I said, this is what karmanyevadikaraste is. You might do everything, but the final result is not in your hands.
Can I also share something? Thank you, Brahmaraji, because I thought this was happening only to me. That, like you said, you're very perfect, and even for someone such a perfectionist, these things happen, and you handled it very well. I have another issue that I always miss opportunities. This always, that's that statement, no, many a slip between the cup and the lip. I feel that that proverb is written for me. How do I get out of this situation? I get the best opportunity, but I don't know whether I let go, or I miss it, or I misinterpret it. Just this sloka said, no, wrong understanding. I get caught up in that. So every time I resolve, I will not do it like that next time, but next time it is the same. How do I come out of it? I have no idea. Can someone help?
I think
Sometimes,
you-
you know, yeah, just wanted to share one thing. It happens that things are there in front of you, but when they are not to be given, they can be removed from your sight. Like I give example of my sister. She appeared for the pre-medical test, and in that form, it's like it's now 30 years round. So we had that form filled by hand. So in that form, she filled only MBBS. She did not fill whole, like we did. We did BDS, BMS, BHMS, everything, but she only filled MBBS. And when the result came, her marks was appropriately for BDS. She was on just on the margin, but the choices were not filled in, so she was not given BDS. So it was at that time, we did not have uh, this buddhi, so that we can easily have approached to the office, and we could have tried at least to fill in the choice. But that also did not occur to us. And though she was on the margin, and she was on the in the BDS list, she was on the higher initial list. So that opportunity went away. So after that experience, sometimes it makes me realize that when it is in our we can say prarabdha, or we can say if our destiny, whatever, if it is if there is, you have to achieve something or you have to receive something, then you will receive it. Otherwise it will go away in front of, even if it comes in front of you, it will go away. This, I just wanted to share this. Maybe it
Yes,
is the prarabdha.
I accept that it was not in my destiny. But what I feel guilty about is because it is I who sabotaged it, not someone else.
Yeah,
I
the
said no.
thoughts were given by somebody, no? Those thoughts were given by someone, which was
So
your,
I'm
which,
not the doer.
yeah. Sometimes at that time, I always doubt my free will. What free will does I have? I feel I always being like it is. There's a power of Maya always. What will happen. The thoughts will be the same. It will, you will not go easily from the clutches of Maya. what is to be happen, or what is the destiny will happen. The thoughts also become like this. So sometimes that
But
time I really question my free will.
many
This is
times
like
the
Krishna
awareness
telling, no?
takes you out.
Pardon? I'm sorry, I interrupted. What did you say?
What I was thinking sometimes means many times when we are aware at that moment, we are uh, we are out of that situation that time only, more than 50%. So if there are chances to correct it, we can correct it anyway.
But it
When
is
we come to
repeating.
know, yeah.
It is repeating
But
for me.
repeating,
That is
so
what
next
that
time you are little bit alert. This can happen. Again, buddhi.
Manda buddhi.
Manda buddhi, or anything you can say, really. Because something is in our hand also, and we have to let go also. So, but when there are chances, we can do something. Not
When we
wrong
taking
knowledge, not, yeah.
the medical exam, like we have to do multiple choice questions. So you have to answer your 5 or A, B, C, D, or whatever, whichever you have to choose. Invariably, in the beginning, when you first started taking the exam, you narrow it down to 2 answers, and then between that, it happens you choose a wrong answer, even though, okay, it's like the head or tail, like something like that. And then when you correct it yourself, oh my god, why the heck you do this? So the bottom line I understood is you have to really have thorough understanding of what they are doing in the first place. That's
Mm.
only you can answer that question. The second thing is we have to be very conscious when we are doing things.
Mm.
A lot of things, the routine things, happens without our conscious or being in that present moment, or you know uh, you probably, because doing again and again and again, we don't have to even think, it will obviously happen, like so in that moment, like why I'm saying that is, after having that taken the exam, one time I failed, and then next time I said I'm not going to make this mistake, right? You have to pass the exam. So what you consciously do it, meaning like how to answer. First of all, studying is not good enough. You have to know how to answer the question, how to read the question properly. Even if you mix, they will give you question except this, then you might have read first a few words and then you may answer wrongly. So that, like that, yeah, you have to learn completely the whole tricks and every little things in it. Like Dr. Brahma said, unless she had known her presentation completely, she could not have done it with the draft, right? I mean, this is same thing, like we have to, I mean, in that sense, whatever we are doing, we have to have the full picture. Yesterday, normally I rely on my memory a lot. I went to the store. My son wanted something for the dinner. So I went there. Okay, I got everything. I came out. I went to his house. Mom, did he bring iceberg lettuce? Oh my God, I forgot. So, so now, that I didn't even open my text and to look at my phone. Okay, what are the list? Because I always rely on this from the memory. Now we are tend to forget some things, right? So this is where that consciousness comes time and again. In my experience, what I'm trying to tell you, because we all go through this experience. We do it, and then we made a mistake, and then how do we get out of from this? I mean, this happening again and again. That you consciously have a make a note of it. Why did I do this in the first place? Why did I let this opportunity go? and then I'm not going to make this mistake next time when this comes. So that way, that's only way we are, like where Nana was saying that question, right? Like, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Like when that question really, it never occurred to me, like until he said it, in the class. Of course, we're trying to follow in general, but even each and every word that when we read the sloka, that we have to feel that are we doing this. I mean, I am only learning. I mean, like even everything is in concept only. I'm trying to understand Gita, but this is how I overcame my when I had to first take all these exams, which we have no experience with, because we used to write pages and pages of answers when we took the exam. But here, first time when we came, 500 questions, 600 questions in one day you have to answer. Um, and you have written, so that's how I learned these things, how consciously to work with that. I hope.
Very nice, Dr. Mara. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Mara. Very, very.
You're
mm,
welcome.
So
No,
for anything, two things that we learn from Bhagavad Gita is kartum shakyam, akartum shakyam, anyatha va kartum shakyam. So you can do it, you cannot do it, that is, you don't need to do it, and you can do it differently. That is one. Second is to prioritize. What is priority at that point? I think that will guide us into what decision we need take. But once you take a decision, this is what Nana has always been telling us from our childhood, do not regret. Because that regret is what will eat away your energy. Whatever reason
Absolutely.
that you have taken that decision at that point, stick by it.
Okay.
Okay.
I
That,
really messed up this opportunity which came on Thursday. Friday, I took a decision to let go. My whole weekend has been lousy, and I'm miserable yesterday. And thank you for this. Do not regret your decision because you lose your energy. That's what has happened to me. And as Dr. Brahmara said, I sat and did introspection on why this is happening to me all the time. And I'm the one who's sabotaging all the time. So I can't blame anybody else, though I tried to look for something to pin it on to. Again, that was a false way of thinking. And then I wrote down how my thinking and decision process has been through all these opportunities that I have missed all through life. And I made a list of things, but I hope next time I will follow that list. And then I also, initially, I used to meditate before taking a decision, but this time I just took the decision without consulting anybody. And my husband said, "You didn't even talk to me." So then I realized that's what I did. I didn't talk to anybody. I just decided that I will not take it. So sometimes you must.
It will come around. Don't worry. I think, like as she said, even when we read in Gita, the thought come again and again. Like, I mean, what is done is done, right? It's not going to be back. So
Yeah,
in
but
that sense,
what Brahmaraji said, no, once you've taken the decision, do not regret. But I have been
right?
doing that all
Yeah.
the time. And this weekend was really, really bad.
Well,
Full of regrets, and my whole anger, everything came out. And I
mm,
realized, oh my God, what is this? I'm meditating, I'm doing Gita and all this. So I have not moved an inch from where when I was ignorant, I was same. Now also I am the same. And
but the difference is you're aware of it, no? There is a
Yeah.
difference. So do not
Yeah.
look down. See, I know one of your favorite shlokas is Uddhare Atmanatmanam. So stick
Yeah,
by
I
that.
know.
You know, hold that on.
Yeah,
Also,
Also,
there's
Devi,
one.
but
I know we
when
are
you're going
deviating.
through this down phase, that doesn't that even the shloka comes to you, Tareta, but you're not able to follow it.
yeah. Also,
That's
Devi,
why
I
when
think
the dance and singing comes into the picture, Sumaji, that's what I was sharing that day. And sometimes, some type of karmas, see,
Yes, yes, correct, correct.
give and
Yeah,
take is
satsang, yeah.
happening, no? Yeah, not even satsang. You just put YouTube on your this thing, and some peppy kind of bhajans also we have, which really shake all your lower three chakras, like with lot of damru and everything.
I'm not able to hear.
No, what I'm trying to say, see, there are so many beautiful bhajans which uplift you very fast, not the slow ones, which have this damru and everything in the music. Those kind of thing you can put up, which automatically every cell of your body will also start dancing in that rhythm, kind of, and that makes the shift. And one more thing is that karma give and take is continuously happening. Maybe certain type of karma we have done in our previous lifetimes, and some rina you are giving back. So it may not show the results, but it is just nullifying your own previous karmas. So just be happy. जितना चटनी बनाना है, how much you want to pacify Gurudev, when you are there in my life and your all practices, let it happen. Let me go through all and complete my आगे का janmas also, and finish it in this lifetime only. 1,000 lifetimes we can complete it in this lifetime because of the live Guru in our life and all the practices. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you. The
Yeah, this is exactly also what I
my
wanted to
whole
share.
regret is
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead,
go ahead.
Sumaji. No, you go ahead.
I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. I feel so ashamed. So I'll keep quiet. Yeah. This is really, really, this is where I wish I was in the company of some sattvic company around me rather than just me sitting and deciding. So I really miss that company. I'm in a
Just
very,
believe in yourself, Sumaji, because you are the problem, you are the solution. Like, that's how I try to remember myself nowadays. We being like, it was like always I used to think, oh, somebody can come and help me, I'll be happy, and I am so overwhelmed with the work and all that stuff. But then I told myself, I am 50 years old, not right now. This was more than 15 years ago. How do I expect my mother to come or somebody to come and do this? My mother must be older than me, like 70 or whatever. And that's how, it takes that many years to really think. We have to think for ourselves like that. But now, after reading Gita, this is how it feels. So don't be worried. I mean, I know it is good to ask for suggestions and opinions if you're making um, big decisions. But the result comes within ourselves, like what we are doing is right thing and what is not the right thing, like that you know but of course, if we cannot decide completely, then of course you go to person you should have, like your husband or your friend or whoever it is, to find out, or even prayer helps to make a good decision sometimes, for me, so what.
You you
our
can
Yeah.
remember one
President
thing,
Bharata.
you are whole with or without it also. So be happy now. Don't regret anything. You are
Yeah.
whole.
yeah, I
And
have to let
we
go
have
of the
to,
regret. This is
yeah,
was really eating me up, and I made even more mistakes. And today I'm really, I don't know where I want to just get lost somewhere.
See, Ravi Pendarkar is there, Art of Living teacher in Sydney. You can always contact him. He's our
Okay.
relative. He's teacher also, and he is
Oh.
coordinator for Australia.
And one thing I want to add, we read, no, everything happens because of a reason or a cause. So if something is happening, there must be a reason, and it would be a good reason. That it must be some benefit for you, maybe something higher you would be going for. So it is at the time we think that when we miss the small things, we think, oh, we have missed this, but you never know, you maybe something big is there for you ahead. So everything happens because there is
Yeah.
a reason and a cause behind it. This
Yeah,
line
even
keeps on
Gita
coming,
also.
like it flashes every time, when things happen. I convince my mind with this statement.
Who is
Okay,
saying
it's
this,
happening,
Dr.
it is
Savita?
நல்லதே நடக்கும் நல்லதே நடக்கும்.
I want to share a little bit more on this. Then I don't know whether all that you all said is right, because the same opportunity came to me exactly 1 year ago, and with the same reason I said no. And then that time also I regretted, but then it was a small regret and I could easily overpower my mind. But this time the opportunity came from the same person, but with much bigger results, and it would have helped so many people. But with the same small mind, I said no. And that is why I just, just want to explode and get lost.
Today,
So,
meditate again and see what you can do.
Yeah, if
Would
you
you
yeah,
be
exercise,
able to share
maybe
what
next
that
time a
opportunity is?
higher that would come. Some higher
please
goal would
share
be
no
there.
if you are
Maybe.
okay with it. Share no. Please
oh no,
share.
I feel very ashamed. It was, see, Gurudev is coming. Okay, I'll share. Gurudev is coming to Australia in October. So everybody is working very hard to do all that they can to make it a very big event. And till 5 years ago, for 10 years, I was living in Sydney till 2019. 5 years ago, my husband changed his job and we came down to Southwest Australia, which is a very small regional town. So I'm totally cut off from my Art of Living group. So I'm all by myself here. And I feel I'm missing everything because many international teachers are coming to Australia and doing so many things. And I'm missing all that. So I'm sitting here, I have that sense of loss. Oh, I wish I was in Sydney. I would have been part of this and that. So when these teachers come to Perth, the Perth group calls me and I don't go. Because I have this small thing that I have not done anything. So I just can't go and participate in these things which other teachers have worked so hard. So that's how I missed out. And this time it was even much bigger opportunity. And again, I missed out for the same reason, thinking that I haven't done anything. I mean, it's my own self-pity. I know all that. But all this information comes to me after the event. So that is why my regret is so great that Gurudev gave me this opportunity and I said no. So I really feel that I'm not a, what shall I say? I don't know what I am. I don't know why I do these kind of things, that missing opportunities, because Gurudev has said that if you miss your opportunity, time will eat away the fruit also, no? Time, he says, no, samay pe kaam karna hai, nahi to samay phal kha jata hai. He has said that many times. I've read that many times. I tell myself that many times. But every time I get an opportunity, I find that I am not good enough for this and I withdraw. So I'm not bold, I suppose. I don't know how to get out of my self-pity.
You must just take responsibility now, right now, for your feelings and take responsibility. That's it. If you
Thank
know,
you.
yeah, that's all. You just have to process what is happening in your mind with responsibility. You know, that's exactly what happened to me yesterday when I was in a little flux in the mind. Instantly, it was like, okay, let me do something to deviate, to divert my mind. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I will process what is happening in my mind. I said, all this is because my ego is hurt. It feels humiliated because I wanted to present something, but something else came up. So that's okay, let it be. And rather than take the distraction mode, if you stand straight and face whatever is happening in your mind with that responsibility to process it, then you will feel that liberation. Then you'll feel free. And yeah, I think the whole thing is also about being spontaneous, no? We listen to Gurudev and,
Yes,
for
yes.
me, whenever any seva comes, for me, it is more of a yes mind. In fact, it's Prem, my husband, who has to kind of balance it out, saying, you can't be doing everything. So the yes mind is quite uppermost for me. Because for me, I look up to Gurudev as a role model. He does so many things. He's he can also have said, okay, I will take rest, I'll prioritize myself, but the way he does things is, for me, is I would want to walk in his shoes. So therefore, any opportunity that comes, especially with respect to adhyatma, especially with respect to making a difference to people, I tend to prioritize.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
where
not
I
let
missed
it go
out.
by. Yeah,
That's where I missed out, because
no problem.
it
You
was
can
like,
always call them up and tell them, right?
something that was offered to me on a platter for which I have not worked at all.
You
So
can
I felt,
always call them up and tell them
no,
that you'll be
now it's
part
all
of it.
over.
Then drop it. Then it's like a dream. It's finished. Don't dwell on the
And
past.
never mind.
Didi, you can ask for another seva if it is available and then do it.
And listen,
Yeah, but
never mind. When we host any big this thing, so many people come. They have not done the seva, but that is their time to just chill and relax. Like that, Gurudev
exactly.
gives us
I
also
had this.
that opportunity to chill and relax. One group is chilling and relaxing, other group is doing seva. Then they go in the background and the other group comes and do the seva. So don't feel like that. I did so much seva in Mumbai. Gurudev especially called me in Goa and he made me to chill fully. So maybe this is your time to chill out. So
Yeah, I
keep
didn't
that thing
realize
in
that.
mind.
Now you're saying that that is the thing. This happened
And
in
then
2004 in Pune. In 2004, when Gurudev came, my son was in year 10, final year of school. So in January,
January he came.
January,
Yes, I
Gurudev
was
came.
there
So I
then.
didn't join the seva. I thought I had to focus on his prelims and all that. Then when Gurudev came, he came on that 15 January, no? What is that called? That festival
Sankranti.
where
Sankranti.
Shankranti, he came. One day before Shankranti was satsang, and on Shankranti day, he gave a special meet for volunteers. So again, I didn't go because I felt I didn't do any seva for this trip. So I didn't go. And then other volunteers later came and asked me, why didn't you come? We were looking for you. Where were you? Why didn't you come? So this is now for 20 years I'm doing like this, missing opportunities. And then they said, Gurudev gave a meditation. He gave us all tilgul and told us to keep it in our mouth. And he did a meditation. And they said, That is the sweetest meditation they have done. And I missed it because of this silly thing in my mind that I didn't do anything. So how can I go for the volunteers meet? And I missed that opportunity. Now, 20 years later, I'm doing the same. What is wrong with me?
No, now I'm saying no, go. And you know, when you go
The
there,
pattern that is repeating itself.
yeah, and
So
see,
to break the
you will
pattern,
be,
you just have to do things differently.
yeah, you will be so much charged that after coming back from there, you will start the whole new center over there. You don't know how Guruji's Sankalpa works. You
Yeah,
need that,
I know.
you
All
need
this
to
is
change
coming
your
to me.
orbit, no? You had to change your orbit now. So for that to jump into the other orbit and to come out of your pattern, you need that push. For that push, you have to go to him only. Where you will go else? So go
Correct.
and be there and just pray that give me opportunity for seva. Who knows what changes will happen, and suddenly something will come up, and you will just start flying with seva also. So give him, surrender to him, and just be in his presence with this bhav and chill there. So when you come back, you never know. Or on the spot also, you are, when you go in front of him, then only the things will start happening. No, otherwise you will be all the time stuck with your patterns, and in the same orbit you will be revolving round and round. You need to change your
Yeah.
orbit. So go there in front of him, be there in his presence and in the surrender bhav. I am ready and open for it, Gurudev. Then things will happen and it will change for better this thing. Understood? This is very important that you move
Thank
out of
you.
your house and go there with nothing in the mind, like a child going to mother.
And one
Just
thing
go
more
like
I
that.
want to add, like you can, before going, you can pray to God. What usually I do when I feel remorseful, I just sit in my puja place and I pour out everything there that I have done this, or I am guilty of it, or I am this. Please help me to get rid of these negative emotions or negative tendencies. And I just want to be as a person who is fit to be in presence of you, rather. Like, you feel that we have so many imperfections. So get rid of these imperfections, God, that let me give me that mind so that I can think rationally. And whatever you have done, just say to God and pray to him to uplift you, and then you approach Guruji. I think this will help you a lot.
Thank you. And I'm so sorry I took all everybody's time today, but I
No worries.
needed
This is
some
Sangha.
outlet.
Yeah, this is the Sangha,
Perfectly
no?
fine. Don't
Yeah.
worry about that. You just do things out of Yajna Bhava and drop all this now. Okay? Move forward.
Thank you.
Dr. Brahmara, the other day you said something about what that sincerity in your mind or something like that.
Purity in the heart, clarity in the mind, purity in the heart, and sincerity in action.
Right. So sincerity in action, that's what I forgot. So sincerity in action, purity in the heart, clarity. Yeah, that clear mind needed. And then on the Yajna Bhava, again, can you explain that? Or what is that Yajna
Yajna
Bhava?
Bhava is whatever we do, we're doing it as Ishwararpana Buddhi, with Ishwarar. We're doing it as an offering to Ishvara.
Right.
And whatever is to be
I
done.
keep forgetting the meaning when you say Yajna Bhava. Right. Yeah, that's
and then
more like
whatever
ceremonial,
result
right?
comes, we take it as prasada.
Yeah, the other day.
Whatever it is, whether it's favorable or unfavorable, we take it with that sense of prasada.
We are
That
doing
is the
it
Satvika
for
Dhriti again, no?
Yeah, Ishvara
Prityartham.
Ishvara Prityartham. Okay, got it.
Ishvara Prityartham.
Prityartham, got it. So you're doing it for Ishvara. That's how.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the example you gave, right? And that, waking up the baby as waking up the
Right. Mm,
God, like that, right? And that attitude is that Yajna Bhava. Okay.
mm.
I keep simply forgetting the meaning. Sorry. But thank you for
No,
reminding, reviewing it. I that somehow my memory is getting a little bit off, more off. But this is like, at least we said so many times.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
we
is
have to
good to
remind
You
repeat. That is
know,
ourselves.
why
in the
Yeah.
punah
whole
punaha.
discussion,
We have to
Mm,
keep doing this punah
yes.
punaha. And that's good that
Right. Yeah.
you're doing
Yeah.
it.
Bob. Right.
Yeah.
That's yes.
in
Thank
And
you.
with responsibility, we are responsible for our actions and we are
Yeah.
also responsible for our inactions. Both we have to
True.
take responsibility for. And
Right. Right.
I think that
Mm-hmm.
is the whole thing about karma yoga is about taking up responsibility
Mm-hmm. True.
in whatever Sumaji has shared the last,
Pramaraji, where
yeah.
with this all discussions, what is coming to my mind, the um, that words are coming. तुम काट में बैठे रहो. मैं don't know the time when the time will use you for the higher purpose. That Sangeeta Jani just little video. I will post that now.
Mm.
Don't get out of the cart. Sit there. And we should be on path. Don't know when the nature, universe will use you for the bigger purpose. So don't get disheartened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, if we dishearten, how we going to face it, right? Like, every time, sometimes I take examples from some movies, like, um, I don't know, you guys all see The Sound of Music. This lady, who is a nun, she fell in love with this guy, but then again, she didn't want to, because she's nun, she cannot be in love and all that. She comes back to the church, and then the mother, she'll sing a big song, face like a mountain, or stay like a mountain. Something like, basically just face the problem, whatever it is, you face it. uh, so the ones, and uh, as life goes on, we don't have all the time good times and bad times. Everything comes in, you know so we just have to uh, face it, and get some help, like Sumaji is shared. Like that, you find people who can help you. So don't, you can always call us anytime. It doesn't have to be only this time. If you need to share something, at least pitch, talk to someone, it'd be helpful to you. So letting go is
Thank
mostly
you.
that what I learned from here. Letting go. Don't keep anything in your heart. That only makes things worse for our own health, as well as the mind and everything. Whatever it is, uh, okay, this is done. Okay, but that at the same time, we learn from our mistakes. We can move on. Like she said, it's not too late for you to call them. Hey, I know I wasn't thinking correctly. Maybe if you have anything comes up, let me know, or somebody drops out. Things always happen, like this kind of big event and things like that. So they can use help, but you can see whatever you can at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
one one small incident happened just recently. Like my son had to appear for an exam, and like in Hyderabad, he had to go for that NALSA law, the data privacy, etc. So the assignment has to be completed on particular day. I think on Saturday, but he could not complete. Then I thought, like, now after 6 months he will have to give. And then I just prayed that, okay, fine, it is to be happen like this, it will happen. Then I had this in my mind. He was with his friends in Delhi, so I did not know what happened next. So yesterday I called that, aren't you coming? So he said that, no, I have to complete my assignment and they have extended the date. So I was feeling so thankful at the time that, and it was like that when he said that I could not complete my assignment, and I had that just a thought that, okay, 6 months will go now. So, but just surrendering it to God, that okay, it must be it is to be happen in this way only. He will give next after 6 months. So, but when I came to know that he completed and he'll be going for his written exam. So I thank God that how things which you cannot imagine, they happen. So I just wanted to say that things are not in our hands. Basically, we just make our khichdi in our minds. We do not know what is to happen when. So it's only, I think, the prayer and desire be there, and what will happen will take its own course with time. So yeah, just wanted to share this.
Thank you, everyone. I feel very supported. I hope I break this pattern of self-sabotage. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the success of this will be, you will be going there. That is most important.
And all our positive vibes are being provided by this Sangha. So many good wishes are there for you. If you have a desire, then I think it would be accomplished, since you have acknowledged that you have missed that opportunity, and there's a desire that you want to finish it, you want to go for it. So I think you will get another chance. I am strongly having this intuition.
Thank you.
We'll
Yes,
close
Didi,
here
surely
today.
ask for it. You will surely get. Because it happened with me as well. Gurudev had come here he was coming here for visit, and it was a great ground. And I was given the duty. Some senior teacher had asked me, कि आप गुरुदेव की आरती करेंगे क्या? But then some other people told me that you have to be completely pure for it. But I was going through my period, so I told them then I would not be able to, because because of that. So, but then I asked them later on, I really went in guilt that I have missed such a beautiful opportunity, because some other people came and told me, why did you tell them? You should have given it a go. You should have gone and did it, and doesn't matter. Nobody tells this and that. But then I said, no, I have to be true to myself. I'm not going that route. But then I asked for, if there is any other opportunity, please give me. And they gave me a ground duty, wherein also Gurudev was coming through that part, not on the stage, but behind the stage. And I met Gurudev, and it was really, really so good and so nice. And Gurudev talked to me also. Whatever I was thinking, he said the same, and he talked to me as well. So please don't miss the opportunity. Ask for any seva if it is there. Otherwise, just sit in front of him, and just when you will meditate, everything will go away which you have in mind.
What you express is Satvika Dhriti. If you had taken the other route that your friends had said, that would have become Tamasika Dhriti. Summing up whatever we've learned today, you taking adharma as dharma, that would have been a Tamasik Dhriti. I think we'll stop here today and we'll continue tomorrow. Jai Guru. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
निरुपमनित्यनिरंशकेऽप्यखण्डे मयि चिति सर्वविकल्पनादिशून्ये घटयति जगदीश जीवभेदम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया श्रुतिशतनिगमान्तशोधकानपि अहह धनादिनिदर्शनेन सद्यः कलुषयति चतुष्पदाधिन्ना न घटितघटना पडीयसी माया सुखचिदखण्डविबोधमद्वितीयम् वियदनलादिविनिर्मित्ते नियोज्य भ्रमयति भवसागरे नितान्तम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया अपगतगुणवर्णजातिभेदे सुखचितिविप्रविडाद्यहं कृतिं च स्फुटयति सुतदारकेहमोहम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया विधिहरिहरविभेदमप्यखण्डे बत विरचय्य बुधानपि प्रकामम् भ्रमयति हरिहरविभेदभावान् घटितघटना पटीयसी माया त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया